Dr. Jahan Fahimi, director of UCSF Emergency Medicine.
If it's a scratch in the throat, a dry cough, maybe even like a low-grade fever, these are perfect symptoms to bring up with a doctor by telephone, by video visit. And if it's decided that you need to get testing, then you can be referred into a place to get a test performed.
Dr. Fahimi says COVID-19 symptoms can vary widely from person to person. For some, it's a cough and a fever. Others lose their sense of smell and taste. Some get GI symptoms, and some no fever at all. Who should get to the emergency room?
If somebody gets up to walk around their own home and feels pretty significantly winded by doing an activity that would have otherwise been very, very easy, they wouldn't even thought twice about it, that might be something that I would recommend in-person evaluation for.
Another alarming sign if a few minutes of vigorous talking makes you winded. Rebecca Corral, KCBS.
By the way, you can listen to Dr. Fahimi's interview again and read a transcript of it at kcbsradio.com. All of our Ask an Expert interviews are posted at kcbsradio.com/Ask an Expert. The Trump administration has quietly shut down the nation's asylum system for the first time in decades amid the outbreak. The U.S. has used an obscure public health law to justify one of its most aggressive border enforcement tactics ever. People seeking refuge in the U.S. are whisked to the nearest border crossing and returned to Mexico without a chance to seek asylum. A congressional aide says the U.S. has expelled more than 7,000 people in less than 2 weeks. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi wants to bolster mail-in voting as Congress starts planning its next major bill to reinforce the economy and battle the coronavirus. Pelosi's proposals are still evolving, but they've immediately drawn condemnation from House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. The California Republicans' opposition echoes President Trump's hostility towards federal attempts to get states to relax their voting rules. KCBS News Time 2:36. We're going to check in with Kim in less than 3. But right now, Dave Ross.
One shining moment. This is Dave Ross on the CBS News Radio Network, presented by Capital One Bank. For one brief shining moment, we were all in it together, America and the world, learning from each other. But the switch was flipped yesterday. Bernie Sanders conceded. Joe Biden is now a lock, and the campaign begins in earnest. And by some coincidence, just as that was happening, the president discovered the culprit behind the pandemic.
WHO, that's the World Health Organization, they called it wrong. They missed the call.
And as punishment, he has threatened to cut off their funding, prompting a warning from the man who heads the WHO.
Please don't politicize this virus. It's like playing with fire.
But politicians politicize. It's in the name. And they like to play with fire because it motivates voters. And now that the 2020 contenders are set, the virus is going to have to share the stage with plain old politics.
It does amaze me that President Obama hasn't supported Sleepy Joe. It just hasn't happened. Why isn't it? He knows something that you don't know, that I think I know.
He delivered a put-down, a plot twist, and a cliffhanger all in 10 seconds and was able to do it in the middle of a pandemic. It just doesn't get more skillful than that. Dave Ross on the CBS News Radio Network.
Why settle for average? With Capital One, you can open an account with a savings rate 5 times the national average. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet? Capital One N.A., member FDIC.
Termites at your business? Visit PacificCoastTermite.com or call 800-PACIFIC.
Are you efficient at wasting money? Well, that's exactly what you're doing by installing a new furnace or air conditioner if your attic's not properly insulated. You need to check out Eagle Shield High Performance Insulation. You see, heat rises. 80% of your home's heat escapes through the ceiling. Whether it's 20 or 110 degrees outside, Eagle Shield will keep you comfortable inside by reflecting 90% of the heat back in during the winter. And, just as important, creates a barrier the heat cannot penetrate in the summer. Eagle Shield keeps you comfortable and saves you money. Right now, the first 50 callers get a space-age water heater blanket worth $175. Plus, when you mention KCBS, get 25% off. Folks, it's affordable and it works. Call them now, 800-88-EAGLE. That's 800-883-2453. 800-883-2453. 800-883-2453.
Eagle Shield.
The Eagle has landed.
Call 1-800-88-EAGLE.
KCBS News Time 2:38.
Time for traffic, and we check back with Kim in your local Honda dealer's traffic center. That was not very nice of you, Kim, to send Patty and me a picture of the food that Dawn brought you and not us today.
Well, I don't think people realize that the way that the three of us are communicating most of the time every afternoon is with our phones, and we're constantly texting back and forth. So I just texted Jeff and Patty a picture of some homemade, pumpkin bread and chocolate chip cookies.
Man, they look good.
Yeah, I'll text you another picture of me eating it shortly. But right now we're gonna head up to Highway 17, Santa Cruz Mountains, where, no surprise, we have a solo spin out because the Santa Cruz Mountains got a good soaking since early this morning, so the road's definitely still on the slippery side. This time a truck spun out. It's in the right lane, northbound 17, and it's just after the summit, that first surprise curve that catches a lot of people off guard. So the right lane is blocked, and the truck is facing the wrong way. Fortunately, traffic is very light, so not a huge backup, at least not at the moment. And if you are continuing northbound 17 into the Santa Clara Valley, freeways are moving well. Earlier backups and hazards out of the way. If you're headed northbound out of San Jose on 680, a very pleasant ride up and over the Snow grade. We are getting word of a crash on 580 in Castro Valley. A couple of cars on the right-hand shoulder. I want to confirm which direction. This is westbound at 580 near Castro Valley Boulevard, near the off-ramp there. So no lanes are blocked. In fact, your conditions on 580 westbound and eastbound between Castro Valley and the top of the Altamont Pass look just great. No spin-outs up there, up and over the pass if you're headed into Tracy. And your next update at 2:48 on the Traffic Leader, KCBS.
KCBS Bay Area weather forecast. No, I'm hungry now, Kim, so that's not fair. Anyway, I'm going to focus on the weather. We're seeing partly cloudy, mostly cloudy afternoon. Highs upper 50s, mid 60s. We're talking about a chance of a few isolated showers popping up. If they do, it'll be in the South Bay, and it's not going to amount to much. Cloudy again tomorrow, but dry, but then warmer for the weekend. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
Do you have IRS stress? Has the IRS filed a lien against you? Have they levied your bank account? Is the IRS garnishing your paycheck? Don't get stressed. Get IRS help from Larry Stevens in Perfect Tax Resolution. Larry Stevens has over 35 years of experience in dealing with the IRS. If you owe over $10,000 to the IRS, Larry Stevens may be able to settle your IRS tax debt for pennies on the dollar. Stop your IRS stress. Get IRS help from Larry Stevens and Perfect Tax Resolution. You can call them right now and schedule your free consultation. Call 209-IRS-HELP. They can talk to you now and schedule your free consultation at their office in San Francisco or Modesto. Stop IRS stress. Call 209-IRS-HELP. That's 209-IRS-HELP. Call 209-IRS-HELP. You'll be glad you did. That's 209-IRS-HELP.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Panagotakos, also known as the Hair Doc. I've been treating men and women, both medically and with hair transplants, since 1974 at my 2001 Union Street office. I am announcing the addition of a new Artis iX transplant robot to my practice, and I'm offering a discount to those who qualify for the procedure. For more information, go to hairdoc.com. That is hairdoc.com, or call the office at 922-3344 for an appointment. I've been a Diamond Certified provider for over 10 years.
KCBS News Time, 2:43.
Easter week celebrations are moving online as shelter-in-place orders remain in effect. KCBS's Marky Schaefer reports that religions are evolving with the times in a way that would not have happened in the past.
Holy Week is much different this year, explains history professor and director of the Institute of Catholic Studies at John Carroll University, Paul Murphy.
Worship services this weekend in many denominations will be quite different, with empty churches, sometimes, let's say in the Catholic Church, masses that'll be live streamed, but the only person in the church will be the priests.
In modern times, many Christian leaders are saying social distancing shows love for your neighbor.
The understanding of modern science has led churches like the Catholic Church to listen to public health authorities in a way that they might not have in the 14th century at the time of the Great Plagues in Europe at that time.
Science itself in the 14th century was not as developed. There was no germ theory or virology. Murphy says as a layperson, he will pray at home with his family in his living room, pointing to the scripture passage where Jesus says, "Where 2 or 3 of you are gathered in my own name, there I am as well." Margie Schaefer, KCBS.
KCBS News Time 2:44. NBA players are still getting full paychecks, but how long is that going to last? Ted will have that in a minute.
You outlive your money. Will your savings or investments earn you enough to retire? If you're only getting 2 to 3% return on your money market CD or bond fund, chances are they won't. But now you can get a 10 to 12% return with no market risk. It's how smart investors have been earning double-digit returns for years. Call Reliant Capital, 800-788-1000. Reliance clients know one of the best-kept investment secrets, and it's eligible for an IRA or 401k rollover. Call for your free brochure, 800-788-1000.
Did you get your assets kicked by the 08 recession? If so, the next one's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. If you're fed up with getting only 2 to 3% return on your CD, money market, or bond fund, here's a way to earn 10 to 12% with no market risk of any kind. Call 800-788-1000, Reliant Capital. They'll explain how you can get the returns Warren Buffett's been earning for years, 10 to 12%. And it's eligible for an IRA or 401k rollover. Reliant Capital. Call 800-788-1000 for your free brochure.
KCBS News Time 2:45.
And coming up on KCBS, sadly, wishes will not come true for a number of ailing children due to the coronavirus.
On we go to the KCBS Sports Line. Ted Ramey is in for Kevin the Rat this afternoon.
Thank you, Patty. NBA players still getting full paychecks and will continue until the 15th of April. Now, this is according to a league memo that was obtained by ESPN. The league and the players' union have been in discussion since games were last played in the NBA on March 11th. Now, players get paid on the 1st and 15th of the month, and right now we are waiting to see what happens when the next period of payment arrives on May 1st. As we know right now, the big event that would have to take place would be the cancellation of games going forward, and this is what Commissioner Adam Silver had to offer up about the future of that decision.
And essentially what I've told my folks over the last week is that we should just accept that at least for the month of April, we won't be in a position to make any decisions. And that, I don't think that necessarily means on May 1st we will be, but at least I think just to settle everyone down a little bit, it doesn't mean that internally, both the league and in discussions with our players and the teams, we aren't looking at many different scenarios for restarting the season.
Now, league-wide, 259 games have been delayed for this point. If those games are canceled, per the existing language in the collective bargaining agreement, players could lose 1.08% of their annual salary per each game that has been canceled. So that leaves us with the idea of, like so much going on in the sports world, that it is unprecedented. We just have to wait and see. The NFL draft is fast approaching. One of the big question marks, Alabama quarterback Tua Tagovailoa is recovering from a dislocated and broken hip. He participated in a private 1-hour workout that was filmed and will be distributed to NFL teams. He went through 55 scripted throws, 20 other throws in what was described as a dynamic drill setting. He says he feels 100%, so that's good news considering that injury was deemed career-threatening. At the sports desk, Ted Ramey, KCBS.
Stay connected. Stay updated. Stay with KCBS. I'm Jim Taylor, and as a Bay Area native, I'm proud of our collected response to these trying times. We're pulling together, we're checking in with each other, and we're staying safe. We're staying informed on how best to do all that. Like the sign over I-80 says, we'll get through this. KCBS is helping the Bay Area stay connected. For more, go to radio.com/stay connected.
As soon as we're back out in our yard, we get company.
Dandelions, lurking crabgrass, and wheat-thin grass. But Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action takes care of them all. Now, with one bag, you can kill weeds, prevent crabgrass for up to 4 months, and feed for greener grass. Triple Action, so your lawn thrives, guaranteed. Only from Scott's.
Weeds aren't welcome here.
This is a Scott's Yard. Pick up a bag of Scott's Triple Action today.
With a Marcus by Goldman Sachs no penalty CD. There's a typo, a fixed rate guaranteed and no penalties if you withdraw your balance early?
That's right, no penalties.
Really?
Take 2.
With a Marcus by Goldman Sachs no penalty CD, you get a fixed rate of 1.7% for 7 months. There are no penalties if you withdraw your balance early, and you keep the interest you earned. You can money with Marcus by Goldman Sachs. Learn more at marcus.com.
$500 minimum balance required to earn stated annual percentage yield, which may change before account is funded. May withdraw full balance beginning 7 days after funding. Rates as of March 20th, 2020. Goldman Sachs Bank USA, member FDIC.
KCBS News Time, 2:48.
And time again for KCBS Traffic. We head back to your local Honda dealers traffic center. And Kim.
Let's update the ride in and around San Francisco this time around, brought to you by timesheets.com. We'll start with an update for your ride on the Bay Bridge. Earlier backup on the upper deck just after Treasure Island has magically disappeared, so traffic is back at the limit. However, we do have some midday maintenance work going on right now, right at the toll plaza, so watch out for some work there, reportedly impacting lane 1 and 8. Or it could be lane 1 through lane 8. I see some minor traffic there at the toll plaza, so not a big delay. And absolutely no delay on the lower deck between San Francisco and Oakland. Probably the most significant backup is this ongoing pavement project. It's in its second week now, impacting traffic off and on in various directions. 19th Avenue between 280 and Holloway. I see a backup in the northbound direction right now. We'll take the Chilton Auto Body collision cam back to this spin out in the Santa Cruz Mountains, where the roads are definitely slick after a rainy morning. A truck spun out facing the wrong way on northbound 17, just past the summit. I don't see a backup. I suspect either the truck is gone or not blocking either lane. There are 2 lanes in the northbound direction. And no new accidents in Los Gatos on Highway 17 around the Highway 9 interchange. Traffic is moving well. If your company is in the medical field or medical manufacturing and you're part of the effort to battle the coronavirus, Timesheets.com is giving away free service to help you keep track of your employees' work time and their time off. For more information on how they can help, visit Timesheets.com. That's Timesheets.com. Next update at 2:58 on the Traffic Leader, KCBS.
Let's talk about the 6-day Bay Area weather forecast. We got a couple of cloudy days to get through. That's today and tomorrow. Tomorrow's supposed to be mostly dry, though. Temperatures mostly in the 60s. Then a warm-up starts on the weekend. A mixture of sun and clouds Saturday and Sunday. Warmer temperatures, and then sunny and warmer still into early next week with inland highs into the mid-70s. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. KCBS News Time, 2:51.
Tom Lippy and Pixie Clay editing as our Thursday News Watch continues, I should say. There is sad news from the Bay Area office of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. KCBS reporter Tim Ryan tells us it has been forced to put about 50 wishes on hold because of the coronavirus outbreak.
While more than 80% of the wishes are put on hold, one was pulled off on Monday in San Jose that is very heartwarming. 16-year-old Priscilla Aguirre, who suffers from cystic fibrosis and anxiety, and who has really been feeling the pressure of the coronavirus, received a Labradoodle puppy, a fuzzy little guy named Nico.
Last week, I got anxiety 2 times, and it's because of all, the coronavirus, and it's like... it puts too much pressure on me.
And since Nico arrived?
I feel like he understands what I go through because I just when I lay on my bed or I sit on my bed, he's always by my side. Or when I go to the kitchen, he follows me around, and that just gives me more comfort.
Make-A-Wish spokeswoman Linda Anderberg says this is an uncertain time for us, but the wishes are not canceled. They're just postponed. Tim Ryan, KCBS.
President Trump and other world leaders have said we are in a state of war against the coronavirus. Some people are taking that quite literally by creating victory gardens, a practice that took place during World War II. KCBS's Jeffrey Schaub explains.
At Green Jeans Garden Supply in Corte Madera, owner Kevin Sadlier says he's not old enough to remember World War II-era victory gardens, but others do, and they've been loading up on veggie and fruit plants.
Usually that happens during wartime, so to speak. So a lot of people are calling this pandemic a war. So I guess, in a sense, this is a victory garden. People are hunkered down at home. They need something to do, obviously, while they're self-isolating. And thankfully, we're an exempt business because we do sell vegetables. And this is what the victory gardens are all about, are growing your own food since there may be shortages. And hopefully this is a trend that will continue as people, what I'm calling maybe possibly a reawakening.
In Marin County, Jeffrey Schaub, KCBS.
Well, tonight is the second night of Passover, and for some Jewish people, it will mean celebrating alone. But as KCBS's Megan Goldsby reports, there are plenty of people hosting Seders online.
Like this one, free and live on Facebook.
When I think about what's going on right now, when we think about all the people who are sick.
Rabbi Melanie Aaron leads Congregation Shir Hadash in Los Gatos. I talked to her just before she led a Seder, or traditional meal, for more than 100 people from her congregation online last night.
And we will celebrate the Passover together. We'll sing, we'll tell stories, we'll read from the Haggadah. We'll take a break for everyone to have dinner, and then we'll get back together to sing all of the prayers and songs that follow the meal.
You may not feel much like celebrating right now, but, says Aaron, it could be healing.
The Seder begins with a passage that says, even if we were all learned, we would still retell the story. So if you're by yourself, it's a time to think about the story. If you're with others, to think about the meaning that it has. It has sustained us through many, many difficult times. And I hope it will help people get through the difficult time that this year represents.
Megan Goldsby, KCBS.
On we go to Wall Street with Jason Brooks.
The mountain of jobless claims is growing, with the Labor Department reporting 6.6 million first-time claims this week. That comes on top of 6.9 million last week, a number that was revised higher. And the losses keep coming, with Yelp disclosing in a regulatory filing that it's reducing its workforce by 1,000 employees, as well as furloughing an additional 1,100 workers. The San Francisco-based firm will also slash salaries and suspend stock buybacks. The company says page views and searches for restaurants plummeted by 60% in March, along with a significant drop in advertising revenue over the final 2 weeks of March. Yelp shares today plunged over 9%. The stock market rallied, though, going into the long weekend off for Good Friday. The Dow gained 285 points to 23,719. The Nasdaq rose 62 points to 8153. The S&P up 39 points to 2789. On the Money Watch, Jason Brooks, KCBS.
Right now, staying connected is more important than ever, and fast, reliable internet from Xfinity can help. Head to Xfinity.com, where you'll find plans to fit any budget with speeds up to a gig and the best in-home Wi-Fi experience available. And because safety is a top priority, Xfinity will ship you a free self-install kit that makes setup quick, safe, and easy. No tech visit required. Plus, Xfinity's simple digital tools allow you to manage your account online or with the Xfinity My Account app. Xfinity's working hard to help you stay close to the things that matter most, so whether you need to check in on family, video chat with coworkers, or just take a minute to relax with your favorite shows and movies, know that Xfinity is maintaining a safe and reliable network 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Xfinity's committed to keeping you connected. Find great offers and value today at Xfinity.com. Restrictions apply, actual speeds vary, and are not guaranteed.
Attention, California residents. Please listen to this important COVID-19 message from your first partner of California, Jennifer Siebel Newsom.
I understand how challenging this moment is for our families and our communities. That is why our state is responding at every level of government to slow the spread of COVID-19 while ensuring our most vulnerable Californians have what they need. But we can each do our part, and it starts by staying home. I know this is a big sacrifice for so many, but staying home saves lives. Learn more at covid19.ca.gov.
You're a small business owner, and there's nothing small about what you do. That's why Dell Small Business Technology Advisors give you trusted advice, one-on-one partnership, and tailored tech solutions, like computers with Intel Core processors, servers, storage, networking, plus thousands of top-brand electronics, accessories, and software. No matter your technology needs, Dell is here to help your small business do big things. Call 877-BUY-DELL to speak with an advisor today. That's 877-BUY-DELL.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
At Ace, we always have been and always will be committed to our local communities because we're here to help others. So in this time of need, your local Ace remains open. And since we're in your neighborhood, we can deliver almost anything you need. So shop in store or online for the home or yard products you're looking for. And choose from top brands like Stihl, Ego, Toro, and Scotts. Then you can pick up in-store, curbside, or we'll deliver your order right to your door. Help is just around the block. See acehardware.com for details.
KCBS News Time, 2:58.
And back we go to your local Honda dealer's traffic center and Kim Vestal.
And back we go to the Bay Bridge. Evidently, a car did break down a Prius. Watch out for it on the upper deck just after the center anchorage. Traffic was light, so it's not creating a big backup. And keep in mind that there is some ongoing midday maintenance work at the toll plaza. Traffic is slightly stacked up there. No delays on the lower deck between San Francisco and Oakland. And I'm looking at a very nice ride on the East Shore Freeway right now. Interstate 80, westbound and eastbound, is at the limit with no new incidents between Emeryville and Vallejo. In the South Bay, an accident just coming in on the connector from northbound 101 to northbound 880. So watch out for that on the connector there. Sometimes it catches you by surprise. Next update at 3:08 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Might see a pop-up shower or two in the South Bay. Otherwise, a partly to mostly cloudy afternoon with highs from the upper 50s at the coast, mid-60s inland. Cloudy but dry tomorrow, and then a nice warm-up for the weekend. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. It is Thursday, April 9th, 2020. Coming up on KCBS.
I'm Doug Sovereign with a first glimmer of hope in California's daily coronavirus stats.
It is encouraging.
I'm Kathy Novak. The reality for the economy after the pandemic.
It's just a world of hurt, and it's going to last, I think, a fairly long period of time.
Good afternoon. I'm Patty Rising in our San Francisco studios. Jeff Bell from his home studio in Marin.
When you need to know, KCBS AM, KFRC FM, and HD1. San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, a radio.com station.
3 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
I'm Pam Coulter in Washington. The numbers keep increasing. 454,000 confirmed cases of the coronavirus in the U.S. and more than 16,000 deaths. CBS's Michael George says in New York, there are so many deaths, more funeral directors are needed.
In a New York hospital parking lot, a portable morgue has been constructed, a day after nearly 800 New Yorkers died from
seems to be turning the corner now on the coronavirus pandemic. KCBS reporter Doug Sovern has some encouraging news from Governor Newsom's daily briefing.
This is not the first time the daily death toll has dropped, but it is the first time the number of COVID-19 patients in intensive care has gone down. Over the previous 24 hours, California lost 50 more people to coronavirus, down from 68, and the number of people in ICUs dropped almost 2%. Not enough to declare victory yet, said the governor, but
it is encouraging, and it just again reinforces the incredible work that all of you are doing to practice physical distancing. The stay-at-home is working in the state of California.
The governor said we all owe a debt to the healthcare workers on the front lines, many of whom don't even go home because they have a short turnaround before their next hospital shift, or they don't want to risk infecting their families.
I'm really pleased today to announce an effort in the state of California to directly support those caregivers, those healthcare workers, those frontline heroes, by providing them vouchers and stipends, and in many cases for low-wage workers, 100% reimbursable costs at hotels all up and down the state of California.
150 hotels and 4 airlines all pitching in to help out through a new website for healthcare providers, caltravelstore.com. Doug Sovern, KCBS.
Another sad first. The city of Berkeley is reporting its first death from COVID-19. Officials say the person was in his or her 40s and had an underlying health problem. Marks the 17th coronavirus death in Alameda County. Statewide, 510 people have died. Well, with so many people out of work, people are wondering how soon can they go back to their jobs, and how bad will the long-term damage to the economy be? As KCBS's Kathy Novak reports, some are already using the D word.
There's no question the situation is bad, says Rutgers public policy professor Dr. Carl Van Horn, but he's not calling it a depression yet.
The word depression, of course, is applied to a contraction in the economy that lasts for several months. And although we will certainly have a long time to climb out of this difficulty, we're not really certain whether it's at that level yet.
He thinks it's likely the return to work and normal life will happen in stages, not all at once.
Until we get therapeutics and a vaccine, which could take a year and a half or more, and then people have to be inoculated and become immune, then obviously people are going to be hesitant to resume their normal activity.
And he says there are just too many unknowns to predict the future for the economy and our lives.
I don't think people should assume that whatever's happening now is going to be exactly like this 6 months from now, and we should all hope that it's better. It's clear, though, the vaccines aren't going to be ready sooner than that.
Kathy Novak, KCBS.
Well, there are people who are scared and worried about their future after losing their jobs during all this. KCBS's Margie Schaefer reports that Santa Clara County has just launched an initiative offering free help to those looking to navigate the system and find assistance.
This new initiative is called Santa Clara County CAN, the CAN, short for COVID-19 Assistance Navigation.
And Santa Clara County CAN is here to help you fill out unemployment insurance applications, find social safety net services, or even get connected directly to lawyers over the phone.
That's Fair Workplace Collaborative Director Jessica Vollmer. Free services are accessible through a hotline, 408-809-2124. Santa Clara County Supervisor Mary Esparza has already referred constituents to the hotline.
People are just desperate. They don't have money in the bank account. They used everything they could to pay April, and they're worried about May, and they're worried about how to feed their families right now.
Help is available in English, Spanish, and Vietnamese, with more languages to come. Margie Schaefer, KCBS.
Apple and Stanford Medicine have developed a coronavirus screening app for first responders in the Bay Area. CNET reports the app, called First Responder COVID-19 Guide, offers a screening tool that can help determine if a coronavirus test is recommended. It will also contain updates on the pandemic and provide information from Stanford physicians and scientists on how to protect yourself from the virus. Just ahead on KCBS, they are not loving it. McDonald's workers strike for coronavirus protections. KCBS News Time 3:08.
We have a crash in San Jose. You should know about that and all of our traffic news as we Check back with Kim Vestal in your local Honda dealer's traffic center. Kim.
And Jeff, I do see a minor backup behind this accident. Brought to you by First 5 California in San Jose. It's on the connector from northbound 101 to northbound 880. Emergency crews are removing the vehicles involved out of the way as we speak, so that backup probably won't be there much longer. It's the only backup in the South Bay right now. Do keep in mind, in the Santa Cruz Mountains, Highway 17 is pretty slippery and stretches from rain this morning, but earlier stalls and spinouts have been cleared. And also keep in mind, with the holiday week and Passover underway, beaches and parks in Santa Cruz County are closed up tight, effective today through April 15th. And most cities and counties throughout the Bay Area are hopping on board, so it might be best just to stay close to home for the next few days, as we have been doing already. And no new accidents to report along the peninsula. Traffic is light, moving well on both 280 and 101. And I see bridge traffic on the San Mateo Bridge and the Dumbarton Bridge also. Nothing in your way in either direction. Here's a brain-boosting tip from First 5 California. Read books with your child in different languages. Don't have any? Well, some libraries offer free online resources you can access from home. More ideas available at first5california.com. Next update at 3:18 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
It's a partly to mostly cloudy afternoon with an ever so slight chance of a few more pop-up showers in the South Bay. Tomorrow's supposed to be cloudy but dry, but the weekend's supposed to be very nice. Mixture of sun and clouds, warming temperatures. The warming will continue into early next week. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
The CBS All Access original series, The Good Fight, is now streaming.
Something's going on. I've had cases disappear when the judge was given Memo 618.
Memo 618. And there are all kinds of questions. Is there a get out of jail free for the rich and powerful?
I was asserting privilege. What privilege? I can't say. It's privileged.
See why The Good Fight has been called the best show on TV.
You're not the lawyer I expected. Oh, I've changed.
The Good Fight. New season now streaming. Only on CBS All Access.
Hey everyone, it's Dr. Sonia from Elite MD, your experts in dermatology, laser, and plastic surgery. I know it's been a challenging time for everyone. We are here for you and we are committed to staying connected with you. We've had a lot of inquiries and questions during these times of self-isolation and quarantine. To meet the growing demand, Elite MD is now offering virtual consultations in the convenience and safety of your own home. Call us for a dermatology skincare evaluation so you can get your glow back on, or get a cosmetic consultation from our wide variety of signature dermatology and plastic surgery treatments you know and trust. We will waive the entire cost of the virtual consultation fee as a way to give back to you and serve our community. Or shop online to stock up and get 10% off and free shipping on all of your favorite physician-grade dermatology skincare products, along with extended savings on our services that you love. A portion of the proceeds will be donated to supporting our frontline healthcare workers. Call 1-833-Dr. Sonia to schedule your complimentary virtual consultation today. That's 1-833-DRSONIA, or shop EliteMDSpa.com and use promo code WeAreOne. Follow us on Instagram, where I share some of my favorite beauty tips and answer your questions. Feel free to DM me personally any questions that you have. We are here to serve you in every way. Remember, we are one and we are stronger together.
KCBS News Time 312, sponsored by AAA Auto Insurance, with over 100 years of on-the-road auto experience. More at AAA.com.
Patty, an LGBTQ civil rights pioneer has passed away. Phyllis Lyon was 95. Lyon and Del Martin, as you may recall, were the first couple to be married in San Francisco back in 2004, when then Mayor Gavin Newsom told the city to start issuing marriage licenses to same-sex couples. That marriage was voided by the California Supreme Court later that year, but the couple married again 4 years later. In fact, theirs was the first same-sex wedding to take place in San Francisco after the state Supreme Court legalized same-sex marriage.
California McDonald's workers are now on strike, saying they fear for their health because they've been denied personal protective equipment during the crisis. As KCBS's Carrie Hudasek reports, this comes after workers, in a couple of them, tested positive for the virus in Los Angeles.
Hundreds of McDonald's workers at more than 50 restaurants in California have been on strike since the beginning of the week after a Los Angeles worker tested positive for COVID-19.
We're not asking for much. We're just asking, for personal protective equipment, hand sanitizer, soap, and masks.
Irving Vargas Nogueda, who works the drive-through counter at McDonald's in San Jose, says it's irresponsible of him to provide his own equipment, masks and gloves that he can no longer